Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
Hey, welcome back everyone, welcome back.
Welcome back guys to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 155. Before we start, if you guys want to purchase some official t-shirts like these that me and Chris got on, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official t-shirts. Also, if you guys want to visit us on Reddit, you can join our Reddit community and post whatever you guys want. And if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, you can head over to our YouTube channel and catch the replay. And for audio listeners, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5 stars, leave a nice comment,
please.
And that's it.
All right,
let's start this show.
let's get it.
All right, so the Red Book. Have you guys ever heard of the Red Book?
No.
Sounds crazy, right?
It does.
All right, so the Red Book was a book, I wouldn't say it was written by Carl Jung, but Carl Jung, he was writing a book that was in like a red, like leather, binding, but it was never published.
Mm-hmm.
This was just all like his encounters with entities while he was doing like an unconscious, like meditations, like to get into like the realm of speaking to other entities.
Okay.
Like, you know what Carl Jung is? Did you hear the name thrown around?
Yeah, I've heard the name before, for sure. I've definitely heard his name before.
So, like Carl Jung, he was a psychiatrist and a psychoanalyst who was born on July 26, which is tomorrow, 1875, in Switzerland. So, like, a lot of the work that he did way back then it holds strong till today with people who's doing psychology, like people who studies the mind and stuff. Like all his work still, they're using all like this methods and everything to help people, like with mental health and all that stuff.
Okay, so he's still using his work as like a reference and
like he was almost one that paved the way for a lot of the really wild way of going about like trying to study like the human psyche and stuff.
Right. Because
at that time when he was doing all these crazy stuff like with people mentally, like a lot of the scientists and doctors, they're like dismissing him because he was doing stuff like just outside of science. Mm-hmm. It was like in the realm of like magic basically. Like forms of meditation where you can reach other realms and stuff and then get into like your inner consciousness and speak to yourself like in a more deeper level. All right. So there a lot of his studies like it's basically like stuff like that to where back then in like 1900s basically like how are you coming up with stuff like this? Like science cannot back none of this up. It's like we're calling you like a kind of like a kook now, like it's like pseudoscience will be like a understatement.
Yeah, back then would it be
it's like it's like no, you're worse than pseudoscience. Like
he was bold trying to. You said this is like 18 something. This is bold for him to make these moves back then, considering that you usually be murdered for stuff like this, or
basically
being burned at the stake or something maybe.
So he is best known for pioneering work in analytical psychology and exploration of the unconscious mind and its influence on human behavior and development. Carl Jung, his most famous work is called The Red Book, the book that we're going to talk about today, which is a book that I recently just got a few days ago. I was trying to finish it, but it's so much. It's like in audio format, it's like 20 hours.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I got through like 5 hours, and I was like, this book is heavy. It's a heavy book to even try to dissect. Even listening to it is kind of hard.
Really? Is this very dry, or is this very complex? Or
it's a lot to take in. It's just a lot.
It's like big words.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff because like it's not actually written as like a book style, but somebody took the book and then tried to put it in like a reader's edition. So readers can actually comprehend what the hell's going on.
Gotta break it down for us normies.
Yeah, because the dude, he died like in like 1960, right? And this Red Book is kind of like his journal where he writes all like his visions, his imaginations, and fantasies that he came across. He wrote all that in that Red Book, the sacred Red Book. And then he died in the 1960s, and the book wasn't published until 2009. So we didn't even get to see like any of Carl Jung's like work, like personal work like that, until 2009 when they released like the Red Book.
Right.
And then everybody bought that shit. They're like, okay, let's see the mind of a genius. Let's see what was going on. And it's crazy. That book is heavy, dude. Heavy as in like it'll like make you actually really think what the fuck is going on. Like if he knew all this stuff back then, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening now, like what everybody's experiencing like spiritually and stuff. He was on this a long time ago.
Before it got cool.
Way before it got cool. Like you got crucified for talking like that back then.
Man, yeah. You keep that shit to yourself back then, man.
He was like, hey, I'm just trying to help people.
Sometimes you don't even tell your friends. They might go back and snitch to the church about it. Like, oh, he's talking like the devil. Like, no.
Hey, Carl Jung, back there, aisle 5.
Talking crazy, speaking in tongues. Like, oh, no.
Talking to magic people. Right. I don't know.
If it ain't Jesus, it's wrong.
It's all wrong if it's not Jesus.
Yeah, they got his ass.
All right, so Carl Jung, he experienced his visions and explored the depths of his unconscious through a process called active imagination. Active imagination was a method that he developed, and he used it to pretty much engage with the contents of his unconscious. Mm-hmm. So basically, he developed like a method, like a style to you can engage with your unconscious. You know, the part of you that you're not even aware of.
Yeah.
And he said there's like 2 types of consciousness. It's like the consciousness that you develop on your own, and the unconscious that was already almost in your DNA already.
Okay, already ingrained in it.
It's already ingrained in you, in everybody. He's saying like there's like he found out like there was like a pattern in every single individual. Like if you were to put somebody in a trance, right? Like you're from here, from America, right? You put somebody in trance, they're from Japan. And then they went through like this meditation state, and then they both experienced like the same thing, right? One thing you can only say is like, okay, there has to be like a collective consciousness where everybody is all seeing the same thing.
The same source, I guess?
Yeah, like it's almost like we're all connected with like a collective consciousness.
Yeah, not so much like on a physical sense, but on
with the same knowledge too.
Right.
Yeah, because it's weird like when I went through like a meditation state, right, where I'm seeing stuff about like Egypt and stuff about me like in Atlantis. I'm like, why am I seeing this? Like, what is my background, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if I can see that, right? You probably see the same shit too. Mm-hmm. Like we're all like born like that. Like we were born like with a set of like already like a planted memory.
Okay.
And then on top of that, it's your own memory too from like your personal experience.
Into the mix, I guess.
Yeah. So you have like your own personal conscious memory, and then you have your unconscious memory that was already like it's already in your head. And he says everybody has it.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Like doing all his like studies with people, it's like okay, it's like because it's like he couldn't figure that out. It's like okay, so we are probably already all connected,
right?
And he figured this out a long time ago, and now like people today, it's now come to the point like I think we are all connected.
Yeah, through the mind, I guess. We do be on the same wave though. A lot of us do.
Yeah, it's like if you like you're really close to a friend or like a girlfriend or something, like if you guys are like really like the same wavelength, like you start to do things where they would do it and you already think they're about to tell you to do something, you know, because you guys are on the same channel now.
Same consciousness now.
Yeah, if you're that connected or you're close. Everything with siblings too. Like you just know like, all right, they're, you know, you're thinking about something and then your sibling asks you something like, oh, I was
just thinking that.
I was just about to do that. You dumb
bitch. The same AM station.
yeah.
You
they just connected. Like, damn it, this motherfucker's in my head.
What are you spying on me?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why. Be nice to people. Connect, man. Because it's better to be connected to like more people to where they understand you more. So if you're going through life, right, you actually flow through life like a whole lot easier because you have more connections now. You know?
With understanding of others. There's
more hands like happening, like where it puts you in the right wave, right? You're actually going the right direction because you know more people. Yeah, you're connected more. Yeah. And now you're in like
the web.
You're all connected.
Yeah, man. That's how I did. Like when I joined the military, traveled the world, just being empathetic and learning from other people, and just learning other cultures. And and then coming back and telling other people that what I learned from these other cultures, and then probably sure like the people I've met over there too overseas probably learned from me and then told other people in their lives like my experiences on life in America, or but it does help like kind of spread like in more of a I guess more of like a type of like mental unity, I guess, just understanding one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's better to be like all on the same page and everybody on a different page, because that's where like the chaos happens,
Yeah,
it gets all chaotic and shit because everybody's like, oh, I want this way, I want that way, I want, like, hey, how about like let's look for a common goal, and then everybody's like speak about that.
let's work. But then greed gets in mix and all types of shit.
Oh, we making money now? Oh, okay.
This is it.
All right, so the process of active imagination can be described as follows. So this is like the way he would do the active imagination to reach like the states of where he can talk to entities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is relaxation. So Carl Jung, he will start by intentionally relaxing his mind and body to create a receptive state. I don't even know how you would even create your body to do a receptive state. But this relaxation allows him like to move his body and like his body beyond the confines of everyday consciousness and open himself to experience the unconscious. That sounds fucking hard to do.
Yeah. What do you gotta like train for that, or
I'm pretty sure you have to train. Like,
go to school.
It has to be a lot of meditation going on, like to able to shut your mind off, and then be able to like receive like whatever is being thrown at you.
Right.
Because like the second step will be like inner focus. So he would focus on like all the attention he focused on like inward towards him. So he would direct like all the awareness towards him and all the contents of his mind and everything. He would like any thoughts he would project it towards himself.
As far as like positive or just thoughts in
like positive stuff. So he he says like similar to like daydreaming or like awakened dream, like
as a waking dream.
Yeah, like if you're trying to like do like inner focus, it's like pretend like you're like daydreaming, or like a waking dream. I don't know what a waking dream is.
I don't know either.
That would be like daydreaming, right?
Yeah, I would think. I mean, that's the closest thing you get to dreaming and being awake is daydreaming. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah. Okay, so like imagine like you're relaxing, but then like daydreaming at the same time you're relaxing. Okay. So you're already like halfway there.
Yeah. That's half the battle right there. Just letting your mind just dream, man. But just in while you're awake.
Mm-hmm. And then third would be like spontaneous fantasy. So you would just think of anything, like let your imagination take over, like good or bad, like with no like uncensored, everything uncensored, and then just let your imagination and fantasies like, just expand and take you wherever, no matter what it is. If you want to have sex with elephant, whatever, just imagine that shit.
You want to blow an elephant's back out? Yeah,
just like let it flow. Like don't think you can control that, because this is your thoughts now.
Yeah,
let your thoughts like flow because maybe it's not you anymore.
Hey, look, when I had my trip, my very first real trip, I remember I was fighting it at first, and eventually I was like, hey, just relax, just let it go.
Yeah, it's like that weird voice came out of nowhere. Huh?
Yeah, and it's like, let it go. I was like, I can go twice as high. It's in a book. I was just traveling, man. Like, once you learn like let go of certain things, it's kind of like it helps. Like, it feels like
there's a lot of weight off your shoulders.
It's like unplugged, unclogged like the pipes. I was like, oh man, just now the mind is flowing free, man.
That's how you do it. Like, just let all that shit go because it's just earth.
It's just earth, man.
Just earth, class.
Just a rock.
Inner voice like, let it go. Let what go? Just let go of this world, man.
Let it go.
Fine. And then you're so fucking free and shit. They show you everything.
But I wonder too if that's how some spirits get stuck on this planet and haunt places. Because they couldn't let go. Maybe.
Yeah.
Can't accept the fact that
I think
this is just a physical reality. Not it's like our life here is bigger than just being here.
I think like the way they die, it was just too hardcore to where they're still stuck with that anger. Yeah, that anger that holds them down like to this earth.
Yeah.
So probably why they can't move on, because they're still like tormented with like how they were, like murdered or whatever.
Yeah.
However they went out, it was just so tragic to where they held on to this shit too much.
It's not like you hear about spirits walking around here that lived a full life of 90 years, and some peaceful old lady that died at 90s haunting a place, it's usually like
No, she out.
tragic death. That she lived her life, and then usually the tragic ones that stick around. So, and I get it, man. You probably feel like you weren't fulfilled in your journey, like it got cut short, which it did, obviously. So,
Glitch.
yeah.
Goes glitch.
But at the same time, that's a part of life, man. When your time's up, time's up.
Bob says, isn't that like lucid dreaming?
A little bit. That's what I was thinking earlier when he was talking about it.
Yeah, but he's not actually asleep yet. Like, he's still in like the meditation mode.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
because lucid dreaming would be you be in the active mode of sleeping, not
Right. He's still in the active imagination mode. So the third step is the dialogues and figures. Dialogues with figures. So like after you hit all this stuff, right, to where you're actually under like a good meditation state, this is where Jung, he encountered various figures and entities that appear to him like in the form of dreams or visions. These figures often represent symbols and aspects of his own psyche. Jung engaged in dialogues with these figures, asking them questions, seeking to understand like the meaning and significance. Like there was like times where Jung, like when he was in this meditation state, he would see figures in like Norwegian folklore of their like Siegfried. It's like one of their folklore legends.
yeah, Siegfried.
Siegfried.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would see like images like him. He would see images of like Jesus Christ crucifixion. You know, he's like, why am I seeing like patterns like this? You know, because he has like no relationship like to either that or the other one. So it's like, why would I be seeing stuff like this? So he called it like archetypes. Like,
Okay.
this is like symbols like what everybody would understand. Like me and you, anybody from across the pond, they can understand like symbols, right? Pyramid symbol, cross symbol. Like they would see symbols like this, like during these meditation states. Symbols of Jesus Christ, symbols of like heroes depicted in like folklore, all that stuff like you will see in meditation. It's like all this is all a part of like how our genetic makeup is that allows us to see stuff like this, even though it has nothing to do with your background that you know of. Like you could be from China, Cambodia. Like, hey, why am I seeing like some folklore Siegfried from Norwegian and shit?
Yeah,
you know, like
Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Type
Yeah.
of-
They're like, why would I see that? Like that doesn't make sense for my culture. But then you start to think like, okay, like what if it's just not a culture? Maybe it's just like a whole collective consciousness. Like we all have like a memory that's like in our bank, like when we're born. Period.
Yeah.
This is like what he was coming to. Like this is like 1900s. See what he was coming to like with this shit. Like we all have like a pattern that everybody can understand, like unconsciously understand it. Like us talking here now, we wouldn't understand it, but like us in like a meditative state, our like subconscious understands all this, and ours, like we all know each other like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird. It's like a whole universal language. You know, like where everybody can understand each other. Like if we're able to like connect like this, anybody can understand anybody.
Right.
No language barrier, no
Yeah,
nothing.
I was about to say that
Yeah.
the language barrier, man. That causes like a lot of confusion out there in the
Yeah.
world, man. And I learned that shit when I was military. I've watched people that were in the military. We travel to other countries and meet other people speaking another language, and they get frustrated at somebody else speaking another language. It's kind of like, hey, man, like that people be fighting and shit over
Yeah, it's
misunderstanding.
ridiculous. Right.
Yeah. So, but a universal language would be
Bob says
reminiscence of
Remnant.
the soul. Reminiscence of the soul remains. Remnants of the soul remains. I'm sorry.
remnants of the soul remains. Yeah. Yeah. I think every person on this planet all has like that same like knowledge that's not even like tapped in. Like
Holy shit.
it's like is it good?
Yeah, man, it tastes like Jello.
Damn, I like Jello.
I just had a flashback of a childhood eating Jello. I'm not even joking. I just had like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think the last time I ate Jello was as a child.
Sorry guys.
Last week.
Jello's awesome.
But yeah, I got to take a leak real quick.
Okay.
Come back. We finish this red book.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we're back. All right, so Jung believed that the human psyche consisted of the personal unconscious and the collective unconsciousness. He described the universe as a layer, and the mind that houses shared patterns or symbols known as archetypes. Oh yeah, we talked about that.
All right.
I remember all this shit, huh? these archetype shapes or like our understanding of it is like it's expressed through like myths, religions, and dreams. So all of this symbols and stuff, like it is like in religions, myths, and our dreams. Like if we dream of old man, if we dream of like people saying your teeth falling out, like there's like folklore and all that shit.
Oh yeah, man, that's the worst one for me.
People like when they see like weird shit happen, like, oh yeah, I saw Jesus Christ, but then like they're not even religious like that. But then like it's just like symbols that you see, like it's already ingrained.
The imagery, yeah.
Or you see like Santa Claus or whatever, like it's already ingrained, it's already in you. Or you see like Thor, you're like, oh shit, like Thor is real. I saw him in my head,
but only because it's already implanted.
Yeah, it's already
in your mind from.
It's already like it's like a memory that was already like loaded in your head already,
right?
Locked up like in a little tiny box. And you can get there, but it's kind of hard. And then if you can get there, like I think you can actually like have a fulfilling life because you won't hold yourself back as much.
Yeah, because I can see even with some people's thoughts, like they kind of like hold back and like I don't want to think like that or.
Yeah, because let's say you think like a religion's like that strong to where it actually holds you back, from actually doing what you want to do. Like let's say like you're gay, right? But your religion says you can't be gay. So you already held yourself back.
Yeah. And I was like, are you going to accept the religion or be who you are?
Mm-hmm. See?
You got two paths. If you take the left path and go religion, are you going to be happy? Is that really you? But if you go gay, how you going to tell that to your wife? How you going to tell that to your kids?
Why are you married?
Why are you married? Why'd you let this shit get to this point?
Imagine that, right? I know this happens a lot in real life too. Like, dude is already gay, right? He knows gay, but he's like ashamed of it.
Yeah.
So he ends up like getting married.
Yeah, they try to push through it
and having kids and everything, but he's still gay, and he's probably like suffering on the inside. But he has a whole family, like he's straight. But the whole time, he's living that whole lie.
Man, got a whole family behind him. They just gave him a Father's Day gift. They loving him. They happy birthday, Dad. You. Wife loves him. Oh yeah, you.
And on the inside is dying the whole time.
Oh man, I want some dick tonight. Oh.
Damn.
Get off me, wife. Smack vagina. Get off me.
No eggplant emojis here. Right? I don't get eggplant emojis.
Get off me. I want no taco emoji. I want eggplant emoji.
Get that vagina out of my face.
Ew, vagina. Bob says, Patooey. Bob says, I always dream of school and finding a bathroom that be mad dirty, or there's just a rim and no seat. So when you sit on the toilet, you just
that's like her nightmare.
You like plop, like you like plop, you like your butt touches the water. Then that's without the.
Yeah, I guess she has to take a shit, but she's like, why these schools never have like good bathrooms with like toilet seats?
Bob, has this happened to you at a PTA meeting for your kids?
Like I always have dreams where like I'm back in school also, and I'm at the end of the line where you're supposed to do your code to get your food and shit.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
And I forgot my code, and I was like, I can't eat. I was like, I can't eat tonight, or I can't eat today for lunch because I forgot my password, and I would fucking have an anxiety attack in my whole own dream.
Okay, like have you ever like has it ever happened to you before? Like
I forgot the code.
Yeah. I think it's happened to all of us.
I think that's why.
I think that's the equivalent of like some kids will have this fear of, have a dream of, or a nightmare of getting in front of the classroom with no pants on. That is your equivalent of forgetting your code.
Yeah, and
that's Billy Waters' version of the fear.
What's crazy, like I do see it happening. I remember seeing it happening to people where they do forget the lunch code.
Oh man, I've seen it before.
And then they put them to the side, like with the tray.
Yeah, you gotta move off the side.
And then I'm thinking in my head, I was like, they're not gonna eat.
They broke. They broke.
Well, the first thing I think is like, damn, they're really not gonna let him eat because he forgot his number. So I was like, I hope I don't forget my number, They're
gonna starve him. They're gonna kill him.
Yeah, then I have dumb dreams like that.
The fear of starving.
Well, the fear of like.
That is kind of like I'm pretty sure it's happened to me before. Where I had like brain farts. I'm like, hey, step aside, hold up the line. All right, give me a second. And then,
yeah, I would forget my pin on my debit too.
Oh, it's happened to me at least once, twice.
And it's so simple too.
I'm like, ooh. One time I kept putting my pen in. One time I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I was doing it in reverse.
Oh shit!
I was like, what the hell?
Damn.
And I was like, oh, I'm in a new timeline. this is why.
Like, you can use that excuse for everything.
You can just the best way. Yes.
You get out of everything.
What's Bob talking about? Can even pee? Oh, she's talking about the window seat. Because like in San Jose, all the bathrooms we thought were haunted, like public restrooms.
Man, I thought every bathroom was haunted when I was a child.
Even like public, no
Even
matter
at
what.
home.
Shit.
I thought Candyman was there.
See, okay, I was about to say when Candyman came out, yes,
And Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary never really bothered me like that.
I think Bloody Mary is stronger than Candyman for me.
Oh, for sure, that's like the OG lore. I mean, Candyman probably is based off of that, but
Because like this was a time where we grew up without the internet, so whatever like big fish story like Bloody Mary, where people was talking about how Bloody Mary, if you say her name 5 times and shit, she show up in the mirror.
yeah,
This is something we couldn't look up on the internet. Like we couldn't confirm this. It's just word on the street. Like everybody's heard about this.
yeah.
And then the same thing like with the Ouija board. It's word on the street. We heard you play the Ouija board, you open up portals, ghosts can come in your house.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, this is us as kids. We're like, okay, let's make sure nobody brings a Ouija board in the house. And then like we found out, like my sister Kelly, she was playing like a makeshift Ouija board where they made the letters up, you know?
Yeah, with the whole
They wrote it all on paper, and then they're playing with like a Pepsi cup and shit, using as a
the little eye thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was like, damn, man, my sister fucking crazy. That's probably why she's kind of evil.
She opened up. Somebody never closed that door behind her.
The spirit's on her back, like, whoosh.
Got you.
We out here. We still here. But
Say
yeah,
some mean shit. It's like it's all in the air.
She was
Yeah.
wild. She beat up my mom.
Damn.
Yeah, I said it. I'm just playing.
That was the demon on the back. Jesus.
Good thing we're not like big, right?
No.
She'd be so mad.
Yet.
All right, where were we? All right, so Jung, he experimented by letting his mind wander, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he started himself he started to encounter entities and visions and stuff from the other side started to talk to him. He's like, holy shit, like I'm getting contact with like a realm outside of this realm, and they're telling me things, like things that that can help like humanity and everything. Like this, like he was getting like knowledge about like how to fix like a lot of shit, especially like with the human brain, human psyche, how to help people and stuff. He was getting like a huge download from the other side. Something like you'd probably have to live 1,000 years to even learn as one human being.
But he
got all this knowledge within one lifetime, within like one session of him doing like this meditation state where he's able to reach other realms and get answers and stuff for like these dying questions that everybody have questions about. Like,
right.
Like, what's the meaning of life? What do you think the meaning is?
Oh, what do I think it is?
Yeah, like personally.
Because
it is weird. We're born and then what? We work, live, die, have what? Make babies and die? And what was the meaning of all that?
I feel like the meaning of life is empathy and love. I know that sounds very naive, but I think it's understanding one another. Because at the end of the day, we all got 5 fingers, 5 toes. I mean, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Most of us do. The only thing that separates us is the color of our skin and cultures. But it creates such a huge stigmatism, or it creates a huge like rift between us. It's like, well, if aliens showed up, you think they don't care about fucking? Hey, these people believe in this. These people, no, we all got the same body design as the next person.
Yeah,
ain't nobody walking around with wings and shit and something different. We all the same damn race of the humanity.
Yeah.
I think the key is in order we cut the fat off this bullshit that like this kind of causes rifts and it's kind of like make this shit work. It's hard though because everybody's got an opinion.
Right.
Everybody's got their own griefs.
I would think like that's like the most simplest way, like to go like through on with life. But then I think like maybe we need all those things like just to test us, like just to test learn. like okay, what would you do in a situation like this? Like if something were to happen that goes against like your belief, So I think this is why Earth class is considered like a hard class because of all these like
different shit coming at you, man. It's a lot, man.
It's so random. It's almost like the ultimate test, basically.
It's
gonna test your patience. Gonna test everything.
There's a lot of ideologies out there, and a lot of beliefs, and
yeah,
everybody has their own different walks of life, and
exactly. So I think this would be like the perfect ground for like a soul advancement. Like if you're like a soul looking to grow as much as you can and learn, like I think Earth will be like the perfect class to learn the most as far as like your own soul.
For sure.
Because you're learning from different aspects of a whole bunch of different walks of life, right? So I think like maybe like the whole thing is just to experience like the most like while you're here.
Yeah. The hardships
hardships is everything. Everybody go through like a lot of bad shit too, you know?
And then once this is over with, then you become a gray. Where everybody's just like the same goddamn thing, and then I don't want to be. I don't want that either. I'm not saying I want that, but
I don't want to be gray.
I want to come back as me again. That's what I want when this ends. Let me be me again, but like in the future. Like I want to be Chris Jones again, but like in
water form.
3099. Is it water form? Like Aquaman?
I'll come back again as like LED format.
Oh God! Oh shit! All right, that's like I would have never guessed that one. That's
yeah. Like I don't know.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even want a body again because this body is so hard to upkeep, man. You got to work out.
Get tired and shit, man.
Yeah, it gets exhausted.
I just want to be energy.
Yeah, I just want to be like pure energy, like and then talking shit like, hey, you might not want to take that exit. You know, help them out, like. They're like a fucking
sign,
like
some kind of
don't do it. A traffic cone
in front of the car
to go all the way and shit. You know, save lives. Like, hey, look how many people I helped today. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just energy.
Yeah, but then like it'll be crazy. Like after like we die, right, and then we do reach like an inline state, but then you're still working for like some type of government.
Yeah.
Which is the crazy part about the whole shit.
After all that.
It's like, holy shit, I fucking died. I know everything now. Now you're like, all right, clock in. You got to go back to Earth, help some people out. Like, what the fuck?
The old school one with the little time punch card.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, this is a whole nother job. Like, maybe like they're looking at us and they're envied at us, like being so free, like this, do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, like they're fucking in the background taking care of us. Making sure we don't get fucked up before our storyline ends and shit.
Okay, everything's all plugged in. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's so... Damn. I don't know what to think anymore.
If you come out, you wake up like the Matrix, like, oh, man.
Yeah, and then when I talk like this, right, like the people behind me, like, hey, watch him. Watch him.
He's going into the red. Watch the monitors.
Hey, he's on to something. Make sure, like...
If he gets too deep, pull the plug.
It was one time, almost, I pulled plug on everything because I was like, "This is all fake." I was like, I can't believe they. It's like I was like, I can't believe they fucking played me this whole time. You know, I was like that. I was like, these motherfuckers.
They played me like a fiddle.
I was like, they fucking played me this whole time.
Man, I trusted you.
They put all these wrong people in my life. I was like, what the fuck? You guys all did that on purpose.
Like, why did you make me go through all this?
Oh shit!
But that's a part of the
wild, man.
That's a part of the class, man.
But they got me back like in the lane.
Hey, yo, are you back in it? Right? Does it feel like that now?
No, I think it's bad though. But they got me like.
Oh, right? I feel like okay.
So I think like it might be bad, like for the world. My bad.
You're gonna blow it up?
They got me. No. They got me. Sorry, I couldn't save the world.
No, man.
That'd be fucked up, right?
We'll take it from here.
I mean, no, that'd be fucking Billy Waters, man. You had the platoon,
what?
and you dropped it.
Oh, the baton.
Yeah.
Baton.
They passed it to me. I was like, hey, I got it.
I'm the anchor.
This is it. I dropped it.
It flies out of your hand like, oh.
Dropped it. Then caught back in the work. All right, so the Red Book, which is basically everything that he experienced, like during his visions, and a lot of science people, they were like dismissing all of his work and stuff. But I say, like, if you guys are interested, like with the unconscious mind and how deep like Carl Jung went deep onto the subject.
Yeah.
Like, because I think a lot of his work is even the government know about this, and the government even do like the same style like he's doing to tap into that unconscious mind. Like they know like there's realms that exist. Like there's actually government files about this shit, where they actually wrote down in an official government file about people that actually are able to reach other realms, like in a state of consciousness, like where they reach like a meditation level, where they can actually like hit another realm, like beyond this realm. And they wrote a whole article about it, and it was released too, like on the government website.
Oh shit!
And I think they use like a lot of the methods like Carl Jung was talking about. So like this dude, he was on something.
So the man they used to call crazy is now a reference to
he was the truth. Yeah, he was the truth. That's why this name Carl Jung, every time you hear it thrown out, like you hear it thrown out a lot, like
because I've heard it before. I never knew. At least I don't remember specifically was in reference to, but
yeah,
I've heard of the name before though. Maybe just in passing somewhere, but
he was ahead of the game. But then the whole book, it's a long ass book. But if you read it, it tells you everything that he went through.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a picture of him right here. I look him up. He look like the Quaker Oats man.
He does.
Diabetes.
Mixed with like that one president.
Theodore Roosevelt?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. That was the first one I thought of actually. I think it's because of glasses maybe, but hey.
So Carl Jung's work continued to resonate with many individuals seeking deeper meaning and self-discovery in an age where technology and rationality dominates. Jung's exploration of human psyche and its spiritual dimensions remain powerful reminder of the complexity of the depth of the human experience. So he was deep. He went really deep into like the human psyche with a lot of people, and he discovered like there's so much more than all the surface level. Like we are like really powerful people, dude.
Yeah.
Like what's stored in our brain, like the knowledge that's already stored in our brain. Like people think like, oh, I'm too dumb for this, too dumb for that. But imagine if that shit gets waking up, right? Where they can see like, oh shit, all this was in my head the whole time. Fucking shit. You won't be saying, oh, I think I'm too dumb. No, you're not too dumb.
Nah, man.
Levitation and start flying. Break into the atmosphere.
For real, man.
What atmosphere? A douche.
What earth?
Oh, I can't breathe. Too thin. Oh, there's no air. Okay. That's, all
Wait.
Right. I can verify there's no air up here.
Wait, you can't breathe in space? They've been lying the whole time? Like,
oh,
that'd be crazy as shit.
But like, is there no air? Like, let me see.
Hey, guys, everything's
like,
fine.
There is air. Then you start really breathing. Like, oh, they lied.
There's no radiation. What the fuck?
They capped off the knowledge.
Yes. Stopped it right there. They've stuck us on this planet for how long? I would ban if an astronaut went to space, because they're trying to set up like a mission to go to the moon again soon. So they say, we'll see. But that's talking about like, hey, we're gonna start doing man-moon missions again.
Good luck.
This is what they're telling us. Somebody's got to be the sacrificial lamb for this. I think not gonna be me, but somebody needs to go like this on the moon, like.
Yeah, I would love to see that in this lifetime,
and on live TV too. Like,
yeah, like, dude, we're live this lifetime. Everybody have access to technology where everybody in the world can see what's happening. Imagine another moon landing
right now. I'm all for it. Please.
How many views would that get?
That's what we
concurrent views. 6 billion.
Everybody will be talking about it. Well, just the video alone on YouTube will be 6 billion to 10 billion. How many people's on this planet? Everyone will watch it. That would be like groundbreaking. Like,
yeah.
Of course, you have the skeptics like, man, this shit is fake.
Probably like 1 billion a minimum.
1 billion a minimum, yeah.
Probably break the whole internet.
Oh, right? Man, YouTube would fucking snap, man. That'd be too many.
Yeah, a moon landing?
Right now,
that's
in
like
this year.
Take off work, take off everything.
Dude, this is a historical moment.
Right, like you would think that, right?
But they're talking about doing man-made. They're trying to do man missions again. They're trying to go back to it.
Like physically landing on like an object.
We've been sending drones out for like decades.
Yeah, like landed when people can actually verify this shit.
Hey, God, space
No
rock.
Stanley Kubrick movie set.
Yeah,
like,
underneath the White House, we don't need all that
that's
shit.
too much. Yeah, like, let's see what a real one look like right now.
And take your helmet off. If you really want to expose it, like tell us what's up, take the helmet off on the moon. If he dies, okay, I will believe it. I will. Or will I? Because then I'll be like, oh man, I just saw him walking down the street the other day. He didn't die. He didn't die on the moon.
I don't know. All right, that's it with the Red Book.
All right.
Next story.
Okay. Oh, okay. Did you ever watch the movie They Clone Tyrone?
Yeah, I didn't finish it though.
I finished it. In fact, I'm going to watch it again this week. I loved it.
How was it?
It's an incredible movie. Okay. They Clone Tyrone. It's one of the movies where to get the full experience of it, not saying this to turn off anybody from it, you probably need to be black to understand a lot of stuff. It touches on a lot of stuff with black culture and just society as a whole. Very deep movie. But it's good. It's a good movie for like a learning experience.
Like beauty supplies?
Like beauty supplies?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I thought it was part of the movie.
Oh yeah, because okay, so in America, I don't know about black people everywhere else, like in the Caribbean or Africa or whatever, but in America, black folks are like conspiracy theorists to the max. OG conspiracy theorists, considering how this country has done us wrong and still still do us wrong in a lot of ways. And black folks have a really huge distrust of the American government. Mm-hmm. And you go to places like a black barbershop or just black gatherings, and eventually conversations about how America is comes up in conversations and conspiracies go flying all over the place. This is that movie that talks about a lot of these conspiracies that black folks be talking about, like cloning and shit, and these people that use like for example, Kanye. That's been a rumor for a long time that he's a clone in black barbershops. Like, man, Kanye used to be talking about I hate George Bush into I love Trump. What that transition is so weird.
Wait, that was in the movie?
No, no, not in the movie, but in real life. Just saying, like as an example, like Kanye. Remember Kanye was like, George Bush hates black people. And then, like, not even a decade later, like, I love Trump. It's like, what the fuck did you?
Yeah.
Did like two different presidents, but a part of the same political party. But you, whatever. In any case, the movie
the dude, the other rapper that went to jail.
Which one?
With the ice cream tattoo.
Oh yeah, Gucci Mane, and then he came out like all fucking.
He looked different too.
Or Jamie Foxx. Everybody saying he's a clone right now. Which this movie just came out the same time. When he came out with the video this weekend saying like, guys, I'm not a clone. I'm starting to think his stroke might have been a publicity stunt. I don't know.
No.
It was time just right with they clone Tyrone. The movie's insane.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things where like maybe like when they were filming the movie, like he got into like real knowledge of some shit.
Probably.
And they're like, no, we're gonna take that ass out.
Get him.
I was reading the comments, like when Jamie Foxx, he made the video. It's like, oh, I'm okay now. I didn't want you guys to see me like this. And people was like, in the comments, I know they're just trolling, but like his freckles are off.
He does have freckles.
His skin is too light now. Maybe it has something to do with the camera.
It was lighter, yeah.
Yeah, but then I thought that was funny because like the whole comment was like, oh yeah, he's a clone.
Even though he said in the video, I'm not a clone.
He said that.
Yeah, he's like, guys, don't worry, I'm not a clone. I'm like, when I saw the video, I was like, that's exactly what
a clone would say.
That's exactly what a fucking clone would say.
Yeah, but come on. So like the movie, like he went hospitalized before the movie came out. And
the movie, hospitalized before the movie came out, and then the movie came out the same time when he released the video. I was saying like, is it publicity? Not? I don't know.
I think people would have watched it anyway.
I was gonna watch it regardless. I saw the trailer last year. I was like, this is my type of movie, man. Black conspiracy. I'm all over it. But no, the movie They Clone Tyrone, I'm not going to go into spoilers or anything, but it's basically about white supremacy, which basically runs everything in America and probably the world too. It basically attacks the black community, which has been doing forever. The movie takes three unlikely heroes, which John Boyega plays this dude named Fontaine. He's a drug dealer. You got Jamie Foxx, he plays Slick Charles, who's a pimp. Mm-hmm. And you got Tayana Paris, who plays Yo-Yo, this prostitute. I like what they did with the movie because it outside like people who don't like, how can I explain this? These are three stereotypical characters within the black community. Like most people without the most ignorant of people that have never had any interactions with black people in their life would normally think that the only people that exist in the black community are just drug dealers, pimps, and hoes, and that's it. Like there's nothing. There's no like 9-to-5 working people, which is mainly most people in general, even the black community. Most people just work at a 9-to-5. You got a couple of knuckleheads that got guns and shit that may overtake a whole area, but it's only like a handful of them. It don't take much to take over hood. You just gotta have some guns and drugs, maybe 5 to 10 people with you, and you can take over a whole goddamn area. And this movie takes these 3 stereotypes, which in America, and this is something that a lot of black people have really peeped the game to for many years now. When it comes to America and when it comes to entertainment, white supremacy basically, when it comes to people with talent in the black community, they seem to want to grab like the dirtiest of the dirty motherfuckers of our community, and then financially back them in like either a music career where you get like the most hood rat motherfucking people, the most dustiest motherfuckers, and just give them like a rap career and a contract, or a rap career, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then just kind of like push them up to the forefront. And anybody who doesn't live in a black community will see that, on the outside looking in, will see like, oh man, like based off the music in a black community and based off the culture that we always see on TV, everybody's a drug dealer, everybody's a pimp, everybody's a prostitute, and
they purposely like push stuff like that?
yes, because I think on some real shit.
Katie Long was good. We see you.
What's up, Katie? How you doing? It pushes this to the forefront, and so it allows for them to like basically to me, this is what it is. Allow them to do unadulterated like shit to the black community, like experiments and shit. Like Jay-Z once said a long time ago, I can't remember what song off the top of my head it was, but he says they call the projects the project because it's a project. Like they always do like weird experiments in the black community. Like poison the waters, like in Flint, Michigan. Like right now, this is why I don't like Obama, because when Flint, Michigan's water was poisoned with lead, and the governor knew about this shit, and he didn't go to prison for it. They put him on congressional hearings and shit, and they let him go. And they knew the water was poisoned. Obama, like on live TV, fucking drunk the water. It was like, hey, the water's good, guys. This neighborhood's fine. Nobody's dying from lead in this black community. And then black folks still kept dying. Now, mind you, this is the first black president of the United States, which means to me, he's a goddamn agent. He ain't never been for black folks to me if he did that. Because this water is still poisoned to this day. And you get on live TV and drink it like, hey, I got this glass of water underneath my podium. See? Flint water's good. So
I've never even seen that.
But it's wild, man. That's why a lot of people, including myself, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me with Obama. I was like, oh, dude, you're an agent. You're not really first black president. You're just like who sent you?
It's just a shell.
You're just a shell. Who are you working for to pull some shit like that? Well, these people still getting sick and dying in Flint, and you told us on TV that the water's fine, and it's not. So either you lying or you stupid, or both. So
damn.
And so with black community and what white supremacy does with it a lot is kind of like pushed to the forefront of, hey, as all as drug dealers, pimps, and prostitutes. And so when bad shit goes down, when black folks are getting shot by cops, or some real fucked up shit happens to us, when shit it wasn't called for, it makes the world accept it a lot easier when they think it's just drug dealers, pimps, and prostitutes. Like, oh, these people ain't doing shit, they fucked up anyways. Most people just doing like 9-to-5 jobs like anyone else, but they kind of take the worst of ourselves and then financially back it, and then make the world seem
that makes so much sense.
And it kind of creates this whole
and
it kind of makes people harder for us to empathize with us when that's what they always see on TV, because that's how, like, in the world, I will leave in America, I get it that segregation is over with, but for the most part, how people live are still segregated. Black people still live among black people. White people still live among white people. Latinos, Asians, everybody still live amongst each other in their own groups, in their own neighborhoods. So there's still segregation, but only by choice of where we want to live at for the most part. And it takes these things and the most worst parts of our society, which about the black community, which is not even a huge part of it. It takes like the worst, tiniest part of it, and then like fucking blows that shit up and makes it seem like everyone's like that. What I liked about this movie, they clone Tyrone, is that you take the most 3 stereotypical characters that's seen around the world within the black community as being a drug dealer, a pimp, or prostitute, and they have to find out what the conspiracy is going on. They have to solve a mystery. So Tyrone, well, you don't really find out who Tyrone is. I ain't gonna spoil it till way later. But Fontaine is a drug dealer in the movie, which is John Boyega's character. He plays a drug dealer. In the movie, he gets shot 6 times, gets murdered. He wakes up the next day, and there was an eyewitness. Jamie Foxx witnessed that shit happen. Next day, John Boyega, Fontaine, wakes up in bed, the drug dealer. Wakes up the next morning, and he's like, oh, okay, damn, that was a weird dream. He goes back to his ordinary life, da-da-da. And when he sees Jamie Foxx later on tonight, Jamie Foxx is like, motherfucker, I just watched you get shot 6 times. You're supposed to be dead. What are you doing out here? And then they start trying to just like peeling back the layers of this conspiracy. You find out that he's actually a clone. But then it takes like 3 characters that on the outside you normally wouldn't give 2 shits about, and it gives them layers. Like with Fontaine, the main character, the drug dealer, you find out that okay, he's not only a clone, but his whole life is a lie. He doesn't know if he was creating a lab. His mother, who's in the bedroom that you hear through the door, not even real. His whole life is all a lie. Always to the point where in the beginning of the movie explains,
should we
like,
say spoiler alert?
Spoiler-ish alert. I'm not gonna go too deep. The real ending is like the ultimate spoiler. I'm not gonna tell you the ending. That's the mind fuck of it all. But the beginning of the movie does explain that where his brother actually like dies like in a police shooting. Like his gunned down.
Like his little brother.
His little brother.
Yeah.
And now, but it gets to a point in the movie where it's like, fuck, was that even real? And you kind of start to empathize with somebody who normally you wouldn't empathize with a drug dealer, but it just shows like the layers of like, yeah, he's a drug dealer, but in this situation, he's still human too. Like he's questioning his whole existence. Same thing with the prostitute, Yo-Yo. Outright, you wouldn't think she's nothing more than just a simple prostitute, but she likes reading like Nancy Drew books and detective books. She's very smart, but you give her layers and stuff. But it takes like the 3 most stereotypical type of black folks you would think are in the black community, that everyone's like this in the black community, and they elevate them into like these unsung heroes to spoil this big ass conspiracy that's ran by the man that's
so good.
Got hidden labs underneath like all these type of like strip joints and liquor stores, and
that's so crazy.
The typical stuff
you would be the guy to sell this whole show.
Yeah, I walked out the movie. I finished watching the movie. I was like, I gotta watch this shit again. That shit is so deep.
From like your explanation of like the whole thing, and if you're thinking about the whole movie, it makes me want to
check it out, man.
Rewatch it, because I did watch it like maybe like an hour in, but then we started the tournament. I got to rewatch from the beginning.
Yeah, because even I was watching with my girl and she was like, oh, okay, it was okay. I get what they was doing. It was all right. I was like, it hits differently. Like, and not to, I don't want this to turn everybody off, but you seem to have a better grasp of if you're black and you kind of have an idea of what the fuck is going on. Black people are like mad conspiracy theorists for every reason in the world, because this shit be going on in the black community. You be like, there was a music festival just recently. I was listening to a podcast the other day. There's a music festival in my OG hometown of Baltimore, where they saw like this helicopter flying through the air, right? It's a black music festival, and next thing you know, after the helicopter left, the place got swarmed with all these fucking bugs. And black folks were like, what the fuck? That shit was not there until the helicopter showed up. And now they're saying like somebody released the bugs to ruin the black music festival. I don't know, but these are the conspiracies that we be on. Because historically, like, our communities have been attacked by the government, whether it's through drugs.
Government, 2 syllables.
The government done fucking fucked us over so many times. And I get why our minds are like that, and that's how we stay on our toes. But
let's get the cater real quick.
I'm sorry. The Island was a good movie about clones. Yes, with the Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. That's a whew.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That's a good movie though. Kate Long says, I have an old movie for you boys. It's called Fountainhead. It's sort of Plato's Views, which still rings today. Movie is from 1946.
Like Plato, the one that wrote about like Atlantis?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Fountainhead. Let me put this in my...
While you look it up, I have to take a leak.
Yes, sir.
We're back. And we're back.
All right. Yeah, the Fountainhead. Arthur Ayn Rand. I've heard of her before. I don't know nothing about her though.
Well, what kind of movie is it?
No, it's actually a book. It's a novel.
It's a book.
Yeah, it's about it's a Russian novel. I gotta read more into it, but I've heard of her name before though. I didn't know she was Arthur though. I will dig more to that. But and then they made a movie of it too. Okay, so I gotta look that up. All right, but my bad. But they cloned Tyrone. Very good fucking movie, man. It spoke to like a lot of like real issues. Like, for example, like a lot of black folks within the black community, including myself, always complain about all we got is like fast food and liquor stores. That's all we got. Fast food, liquor stores, and gas stations. And then nothing's healthy in our area. Like, and I can't remember who coined the term for it. I heard on a podcast a while ago, but like a lot of black communities like live in like food deserts, like nothing healthy there. Which is why like a lot of black men don't live past like 70. They die either clock out 60s and 70s or maybe early 70s, and mainly because like high blood pressure and all types of food we're eating. Like a lot of unhealthy shit we're putting in our bodies, and The movie, the movie they clone Tyrone even touches on that. Like, there's a scene where in the restaurant where they're eating like chicken, and then everybody in the restaurant starts like eating the chicken. Like, okay, because in the beginning of the movie, you see like a commercial called like, "God damn, this chicken is good" or some shit. You see, they keep showing this commercial over and over again, and then there's a point in the movie where they go to the restaurant to eat the chicken, and everybody eating chicken starts bust out laughing, ah, ha, ha. And Jamie Foxx look around, and is like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's in the goddamn chicken. Everybody stop eating the chicken.
Oh shit!
It's in the hair grease. It's all types of shit.
Oh, so they started figuring out like,
man, so like it's all like there's a part of the movie I watched the
even like the watermelon.
huh. The watermelon? I didn't see nothing about that. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
it might be.
Never mind.
They didn't with the watermelon, but maybe it is. I was actually watching some Easter eggs about the movie before I got over here today, and it talked about, there's a part of the movie where they're playing music in the background, and our heroes are running down the street, and you see like all these black folks running after them and chasing them, and there's the music that's playing. I was watching the director and the writer of the movie. He talks about in the music, if you listen closely, it's in Morse code. The beat in the background is in Morse code. So when the people like start like all
I know
black,
Morse code.
yes, and that's all I knew he was gonna dig this shit. Yo, Morse code gang.
She sent me messages in Morse code. Yeah.
Yo, I remember when you learned it, I was like, damn, this man can do anything.
Yeah, I made her learn it too.
That's our language. And so there's a part of the movie where with our heroes, they get chased out the strip club and they're running down the street and all these black folks chase after them. But the music that's playing in the background, if you listen closer to the beat, it's in Morse code. And the director was saying like the beat is in the sound of saying like, get them, get them, get them.
Oh shit.
And then after the whole chase scene ends, after our heroes get away, the beat changes to say, carry on, carry on. Basically, I'm like, let go of the pursuit, go back to what y'all was doing. Because you see, like, they're like when the music ends and you hear the beat, they all kind of like snap out of it. They're like, oh, okay. So it's even in the music. It's in the music, it's in the food, they control the black community. But so in the movie, the movie basically was explaining like how the worst people in the black community, the drug dealers and the pimps and all this other shit that makes the black community the worst, they're the ones being cloned. So like you say like, hey, so and so died last week.
Oh shit!
Just to keep the whole cycle, to keep the whole cycle going.
I think I don't understand.
Yeah, to keep all the bullshit going, and that's when the main character's kind of like, oh shit, I'm a clone. I'm like a product of what's really the issue of what's going on, and they want me to be this way. It's all controlled by the man. White supremacy. It's trippy, man. The movie is trippy.
It can get like really deeper because like even before this whole movie came out, there was like rappers or whatever that came out and said that they were like cloned, and they said that they got cloned in a lab in Canada and shit.
Hey,
and then the twin brother came out and looked exactly like him and shit. They're like, they're like, that's a split screen.
no, it ain't.
But then like he would explain like how the whole process of cloning and shit, and then this is like a kid from the street explaining like in like scientific terms and stuff, like you're like, holy shit, like he's. Whatever he's saying kind of makes sense, you know. But then you wonder like, why is he saying this?
Right.
Like for what? Like, does it help his career?
It might make it worse.
Yeah, it probably makes it worse. It doesn't help you. So you start thinking like, okay, is something really going on more than like what we think is going on like on the surface? Like, are they really cloning like rappers and then like
just
people
put them out there
just to keep them like rolling, just to
control the narrative, I guess, or
control the narrative?
Yes,
just to keep the whole shit alive. Cause
in the movie, how they did it too is like they wanted the black community to be like so fucked up that nobody wants to like look at it like, okay, yeah, the place is how it is, and that just gave the government like whatever free will they wanted to like implant shit in the black community because nobody wants anything to do with it. Like, okay, this place is fucked up and whatever, and then man, it's like leaving a victim to be harassed. Shit. The movie's deep, man. But I won't go say any more about the movie. Oh, so what's Bob saying? Bob says, remember that dude came out on social media that he was cloned, then brought him out online? Why does that sound familiar? Remember the dude that came out on social media that he was cloned?
What's his name? Then it was like the most famous one.
I vaguely remember that, man. I do remember some... At least somebody coming out saying it was cloned. I do at least remember that.
Talked about it before. I forgot his name.
Katie Long says, did you guys talk about the Manchurian Candidate? No, we've never. I don't think we've ever done an episode about Manchurian Candidate, to be honest. I believe in that shit, too.
That's like a sleeper cell.
Yeah, it's like some kind of like a plant that's put into politics, and they just supposed to like run and
That's definitely real.
working for like the Illuminati or whatever. But it's like their own homegrown politician. That's why I like the movie Jesus Camp. I believe that's Manchurian Candidate shit for real.
Like if the Illuminati is real, right? What company would you think the Illuminati is controlling?
All of it. It would mean like a company, like it's like a movie company, or
I mean, like what company would they represent? Like if they're Illuminati, like if they're like the boss, right?
Like what would the company be, or what would it be? I don't know.
Like what would they be controlling a lot?
The media for sure. It's all about the narrative, man.
So Illuminati would control the media.
Straight up, that'd be the number one thing to control.
Number two, Disney.
Oh, Disney. I was about to say the internet. But no media. I would say the media and internet. That's all. Yeah, that's all the shit. Yeah, it's all the same
I think
thing.
they made the mistake of giving like people with internet.
I do think on some level it's made more of a conversation.
Yeah.
We were talking more, and
I think they were, when they're on the board of saying like, should we give them the internet or not? You know, like, yeah, we should give them the internet. They're not smart enough to like make like, you know, educated thoughts and, you know, like actually speak for themselves. But then I think that was like the big mistake to like let's just give them the internet. Let's see what happens.
Well, they give us internet, but just like a slither. Like
but I think
internet.
the main reason why they gave us the internet is to learn more about us. They want to learn about every individual, you know. So they can, the more you learn about somebody, the more you can control them.
I mean, shit. I mean, you get on Google. I remember before Google used to be a thing, search engine you get on. And then remember it changed to like you have a YouTube account and link it up together, and then they can track all your shit now and how you think.
Yeah, I think like the more data they have on every individual, the more they can sway like which way they want you to go as far as like controlling like whatever. Like if they wanted you to buy like some shit, or I mean,
I'll give you a perfect example. What was it, a couple weeks ago? What's that actress? Keke Palmer and her boyfriend got into it over some bullshit. I ain't gonna get into it. It was stupid as hell. She's an actress. Her boyfriend's this age. They got into it over some baby mama drama shit. But it started an argument because what happened between these two famous people that we would, well, not two. There's one famous person and her damn boyfriend that I will never meet. It created an argument between me and my girlfriend. I'm like, man, what the fuck they got to do with us? But I was like, man, that's their situation. But it's creating a conversation where it's like.
And then it created the conflict in your own life.
Dude, and I got online, I was like, everybody saying the same thing.
I fucking hate that.
It's created like this man and feminism war shit over this argument. I'm like,
I was like, wait, that's not even like our shit. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Why are we fighting?
Why are we going at it? We got our own thing. But I was like, damn, this is orchestrated by the man. They're trying to tear up the home. Because this shit ain't got nothing to do with me, man. But why is NBC talking about this? This ain't fucking national news.
Dude.
It's like Twitter news.
It's like a computer software if you think about it.
Yes, it knows what it's doing.
It's like put this software in your head. It's gonna create like chaos.
Yes. Right? Bob says, I don't know why she said Kid Boo, but Bob says Usher. Yes, because she was on stage dancing with Usher. And
I know what she's talking about. Kid Boo.
Which one?
Kid Boo was the one that was talking about the cloning.
Oh, okay. So he was the one.
And if you look at him, you're like, this guy is not even like qualified to be speaking about
it's this type of shit,
like the technical like shit about the cloning and shit. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like what is this?
God damn.
What Katie say?
Let me see. It says Katie Long says, here's a tip: when asking questions you don't want to answer, ask her what she needs. A foot rub, something to be cleaned, will save you an argument, and you will never win. Well, yeah.
Are you a win?
Or is it an argument you will never win?
She never said you never.
Yeah, you don't see it?
No, you read it wrong. Oh yeah, you're right.
It will save you from argument you will never win. So you got to get ahead of it. Yes, you're saying like don't. Oh yeah, you're right. Don't ask me. Don't wait for me to ask you to do something. Take the initiative to do it. I'm learning. All right, I'm learning this whole relationship shit. I'm still going through the process,
dude.
It is that type of like
females are definitely from another planet, dude. You could interview 1,000 guys. They probably say the same shit.
We're all gonna have the same horror story.
They're from another planet, dude. It's so hard to understand.
It is.
It's one of the most craziest things. Like,
and if you don't understand, they're gonna make you understand. What are you gonna learn? Grab you on the face.
Yeah, it's not about
What are you gonna
understanding.
learn?
It's you have to give in.
Bob says, "How about you just don't say or breathe near me?" Jesus, see, see, you just helped us right there, Bob. That was an easy layup for us. Are you on our side? Oh, the finger roll, man.
Alley-oop.
Right? Shit.
Yeah.
Katie Long says, "Men are like DC current. They're very linear thinkers." Yes, we are. Men are AC current, alternating constantly. That's true. That overthinking when the women be doing be
This is such a
man, it's hard.
like the nerdiest way to say it, huh?
Yeah, but I get it.
You know, they asked me
I'm
like
with you,
this
Katie.
question like when I was getting hired from a job
Yeah.
about DC and AC current. I was like,
Am I an electrician?
who the fuck? You can't ask me questions like this.
But I'm nervous. What are you doing asking me this shit?
Yeah, they're like, let's see how smart he is. I was like, that's the dumbest shit ever.
Let's really fuck with him. ACDC. I'm like, the band? I'm like,
Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah, they kind of dope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But yeah, what we back to?
so wild.
The Clone Tyrone. Yeah, that's it for my stuff for that. Dope movie. Everybody check it out. I love it.
Hey, I got a good story. You guys like plants?
Let's go.
You guys like indoor plants?
I'm learning to love plants now.
All right, so I got a plant
Stu.
that makes people commit suicide.
All right. Let's get it.
New Jersey was good.
That's good, bro.
All right, so this is plant. It's called Jimpy,
Ooh.
also known as the official name Dendrotritis syndrome morside.
Is that Latin?
I'm pretty sure I pronounced it right.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so it's a stinging plant. It's a stinging bush that's native to Australian rainforest.
Of course.
The plant leaves a stem that is covered with hair-like structures that releases a potent neurotoxin upon contact with human skin.
Mm.
So the sting of the Jimpy plant is so painful. They can describe it as similar to getting 30 wasp sting at one time.
Oh my God.
And this is from a wasp. This is from a plant. A plant. It's like getting stung by 30 wasps.
One is a headache, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. And then like you would get swellings and an intense discomfort, of course, for around like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So even being near the plant can cause like a respiratory issue due to like the airborne hairs like in the sheds. So this plant has like a whole bunch of hairs. If you're near it like long enough, you can probably like inhale the hair, and then you would get infected, and then you would get like all these symptoms of like you being, like
Depressed or something?
no, like your body reacting
Just from
like
breathing
you
in
got
the...
stung, like bee.
Okay.
Like imagine like you inhaling it, right? And then you got stung by a fucking wasp inside your esophagus.
Oh my God.
It's like that.
So it's not even just on the surface level sting. It's like
Yeah. So
even
if
just
you
breathing it.
if you inhale like the little strings from the plant, that's why they say don't look at the plant. Like that shit will it'll probably kill you
Yeah, for real.
because you will inhale like you're basically inhaling a wasp in your body, stinging like everything.
And that makes you want to like...
Yeah, so the reason why they call it like the suicide plant because back then like with the army people, like they would come across like this plant and they would get so messed up by the plant to where like the pain was so like excruciating that they would be like, fuck it, I'm done, because it will last more than 30 minutes. It'll last like fucking 4 or 5 weeks in a day to where they're like they can't deal with the pain no more.
Yeah.
They actually commit suicide.
I get it. I don't condone it, but I mean, at the same time, I get it. I mean,
Yeah, I wish I can look this. I wish I had a picture for you guys. I'm so sorry.
of the plant.
Yeah, of the plant.
I'm trying to know how to spell it. I was gonna look it up. I was like, you said juju. I was like, I don't know.
It's Jimpy, like
Jimpy.
Gym.
It sounds so happy, man.
P-I-E.
It sounds like a happy plant. Jimpy.
Yeah. So the Jimpy plant is a dangerous plant feared upon like Australians in the rainforest, inflicting pain on anybody that's unlucky to encounter it.
Man, yeah, and of course it's in damn Australia, man.
Yeah.
That
And
sound
they discovered it like in the 1860s. Like they knew way back then that this is not a plant to be fucked with.
Jimpy.
So now like they have like this plant like grown like in like museums and stuff like in like a glass case.
Yeah.
Nobody can fuck with it. Imagine like a plant like that, right? Just growing in your garden, and you're wondering like why your kids are dying, but all they did was went in the backyard, and you cannot understand why
At all.
And there was actually a Jimpy plant back there. That's scary.
First of all, I didn't know Australia had a damn is in the rainforest?
Man, Australia got everything that can kill you.
Australia. I thought it was mostly a damn desert. Oh, damn. But dang, I don't know shit about geography. It looks like, is this it?
Yes. It looks like a plant that we eat.
Yo, it looks like a regular ass plant.
Yeah, it looks like a purpley plant that you eat like in Vietnamese food.
Oh.
Yeah, but it has like a whole bunch of hairs on it.
Jimpy stinging tree shows potential for pain relief.
Yeah, but the fruit that it actually like produces, like you can actually eat the fruit from it.
Yeah, they look like berries, right?
Yeah, as long as you like take all the little needles out, you can actually eat the fruit.
I ain't gonna waste my time picking out no damn stings.
Yeah, there's nobody gonna waste their time. Like what the fruit tastes that good?
Man, where's Steve-O at? This is Jackass.
Last episode. Yeah.
Right. Damn. Earth is wild, man. Earth don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they got all these fucking wild ass plants that we don't even know that. There's actually like a place, I don't know, like where, I think in Europe where they have like whole section for like the most deadliest plants in the world.
What?
And it's like a I don't know if it's like a museum or a park where they have like this area where you can actually go to where you can see like the most deadliest plant in the world. And actually they're keeping it there alive and everything.
How damn.
And what's crazy about like this particular plant, the Jimpy plant, like they said that the government was actually trying to use it as like something for like a biological warfare.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Right?
I'm not surprised.
So they're trying to use it for like, just to cause like the most pain. But they said like there's no proof that they continue on that project.
Oh my God! Why am I not surprised? This is a beautiful plant. How can we kill it? How can we kill the most people with this?
How deadly is it?
It hurts. Oh, we got to use it.
How strong is it? How much black? Oh, never mind.
How can we use it on black folks? How can we wipe out some more black people? AIDS didn't work, so we gotta use something else.
Yeah, something more like
something that sticks to the ribs.
Yeah, something that's like it's not obvious but works faster. And
when they try to explain it, they're gonna look crazy as shit.
Speaking about that, like you heard about like the Pfizer warehouse plant?
No.
Got hit by a tornado, and the tornado only destroyed the whole warehouse plant, nothing else.
What?
So the whole Pfizer warehouse plant got destroyed by a tornado, random tornado.
Just hard.
And it came in, destroyed the whole factory.
Went back up.
And it just clocking out.
I'm out. That's like some harp
Would that
shit.
be like divine intervention?
I was about to say some harp shit, but yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, it might be some divine shit.
Either God's coming down or is the government covering up the man.
I wouldn't say like it's God, but it's like
the universe,
the watchers of this world.
Yeah,
like
God is so played out as it's like so.
No, God is thing too, but it's even beyond like the watchers of this world. Like God is not even like God's like, just give me the feedback through like I don't know optic cables.
To me, I think if God was real, if he is, he wouldn't look like a dude with long hair and 10 toes and 10 fingers. I think he would be like a massive planet-sized being. Yeah,
look. To me, God is real, but he don't care about none of that shit.
Yeah, this is like
he don't even care about like the bad or good shit. He's almost like, hey, roll the dice and see what happened. It's like that. But there's like, like beyond him, like the people that work under him, there's the control under it. Yeah, so I don't want people to freak out. Like there is still control. Like you really like believe in like religion stuff. Like there is still a control, right? But there's still like one main God. But I don't think that God is like almost like he's not really trying to say anything. It's almost like let's see what you guys are gonna do. It's like that. But then there's like a government under him, and then a government under that. Okay. So the government like under him would be like our spiritual world, right? Okay. It'll be like the one like making shit happen, like guardian angel. In quotation, guardian angel making shit happen, but they're just doing stuff like it's almost like they keep like it's a weird balance. It's so hard to explain unless you're in my head, and it's hard to be in my head. Yeah, it's like a weird balance. Like they're playing. Like everything is kind of like a game.
Okay.
You know, but there is still like the main one,
like a hierarchy type.
Yeah, there's still like but it trickles down like
for sure, like
a government system. Like that's why I thought it was so funny when I saw it for myself. Yeah,
like delegating shit to.
Yeah, when I saw like, oh shit, like okay, so when we die, like we still gotta like line up in a line and shit. It's almost like I saw myself like in DMV. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, man.
I was like, okay, like this shit is still like a government system. Yeah. So I was like, okay, beyond this life, there's more to it, but there's still more of like beyond it. Even the people that's controlling it, what we think like they're controlling it, there's still a control above that, and then above that, and it's almost like it's kind of hard to reach the end. I think Marvel like kind of explained that like a little bit, with that one dude.
Which one?
I saw with the low key shit.
With Loki, the TV show.
Yeah, with that guy that he controlled everything.
Oh, King the Conqueror. He's like
that was almost like that was like the step like beneath like above the top level.
Right. Because they show like a whole.
When I saw that, I was like, hey, this shit's so crazy. Like I almost got goosebumps. Like when I saw that part, I was like, maybe that's how it is. Yeah, it was so crazy. Yeah.
This feels familiar.
It was crazy when I saw that. I was like, damn. There's something to it. I was like, they know something. I know
in a TV show Supernatural, they showed that in the afterlife, it's like once your physical body is destroyed, all souls end up in limbo. But limbo is like a DMV. Everybody's take a number, and then whatever your number is like, hey, you died by gunshot. You got to go in this section, in this line, shit. And you got hit by a car. Go this line. It's like whole.
It could be like that.
And you kind of like, oh my god, there's billions of people in this motherfucker, and I gotta wait in line, man. And I think like the reason around they design is to kind of like to show like, yeah, you died stupid, so now you gotta wait, stupid. And now here's your DMV ticket.
But you'd be like, yeah, it's not my fault, but
your number 7 billion.5, and you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's the torture of it all, I guess. That's how Supernatural did it with the whole system of like.
Imagine if it's like that.
Some kind of bureaucratic shit. That'd be horrible, man. I'm like, yo.
Like you die, like, all right, finally I'm free. Like, wait, what? I gotta wait in line?
Yes.
It's my worst nightmare.
So yeah, you thought you was gonna blow your brains out and be free? No, get in that line over there.
Suicide line.
It's back there.
Back there.
Way in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. But what do we really know, right?
Not a damn thing. That's why I don't subscribe to nothing. We're gonna find. We're all gonna find out eventually, folks.
Like the best thing, like just live a happy life
and try to be a good person. That's it. Don't do all this extra shit in trying to.
Yeah, you don't need to like convert to any religion. Like,
bro, just be chill, live this life.
Yeah, I can say that like so like to where I don't feel guilty about it, because there's so many religions. Like, okay, how do I know which one is right? Right.
Everybody's competing to control the narrative. Like, I ain't trying to.
Maybe they're all right, and you don't even need a religion. You know, like maybe the whole religion is just you just being at peace with yourself, and then you don't create chaos.
I always thought about this too. What if you fail the test when this is over with? That you believed in something. The whole key is not to believe in anything. Just believe in yourself and others. Like, that's the whole test.
I think that's the main shit,
because this religious
man.
Shit is religious shit is like easy trap to fall into. I'm like, just be a good person, and you ain't gotta believe in nothing.
You
and
say it's so good, yeah.
That's the true test of.
I think that's the thing, man. Just believe in yourself, dude. Like it's just you.
It's just you, man.
And then, you know.
Even in They Clone Tyrone, the pastor in the movie, the pulpit pastor, he was a clone. Like, man, that shit is all. He was a clone too. Like, I don't know. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I don't trust this shit, man.
I didn't know.
I've never trusted, but this movie just elevated it more. Sorry, I didn't mean to go back to that. No more about They Clone Tyrone. But
I didn't mean to tell the whole movie.
You didn't tell the whole movie. I didn't tell nothing yet.
It was film Atlanta, though, right?
It looked like it when I saw it. I saw some videos like, man, this is the bluff. What the fuck am I looking at? It's like the West Side.
It looks like Atlanta with the lights off.
Yes. So that was it for that story?
Yeah, that's it for that Jimpy plant.
Jimpy. I looked it up, and it looks innocent at first, man. I was expecting some kind of like big ass like corpse. Was it corpse plant? I thought it was gonna be like look more like that. Like,
yeah, It was considered as a biological weapon in the 1968.
Oh,
Like the British Army, like they expressed like a significant interest in the plant, and then there was like some suggestions that they would use it for like a neurotoxin to develop a biological weapon. But there was no evidence that suggests that they actually did that.
oh, of course not.
Yeah,
Of course. Trying to gaslight us.
like, there was no evidence that we actually even pursued that route. You know,
What plant? You crazy. All right.
but imagine like a drug that they can like inflict on you to make you feel like the pain of like 30 wasp stings at one
That's
time.
horrifying. One is enough to make me like, oh shit. You're talking about 30 at once? Yeah. And you said it lasts for weeks?
Weeks, months,
I'm ready to check out.
suicide.
Let's go. Let me dump this body right. This body is baroque.
Yeah,
Let me. Where's that new model at?
that's it for that story.
All right. I got like a. Yeah, let me do this real quick one, and this is my last one right here. All right. So then, all right. This is actually a more sciencey story. It says, having an out of body experience. Blame this sausage shaped piece of your brain. So there's a part of your brain that's shaped like a sausage. It's in between the two hemispheres of your brain. You know how the brain is like split down the middle and shit. In between the two hemispheres of your brain is this sausage-like piece of meat that actually controls, basically appears to have like controlled the person's sense of inhabiting their own body, like a sense of self. Like you ever had this, like you ever look in the mirror and then you'd be like, okay, this is my body. This is what I look like. It's like a very weird not really out of body experience, but you're acknowledging the fact like this is what I look like. These are my eyes. Oh my god! Like it's almost like a borderline existential crisis. Does that ever happen to you before? It's happened to me several times in my life. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, holy fuck, this is my body right here. I'm kind of like,
I did like a few days ago.
yeah, and that's the part of your brain is kind of like recognizing like, okay, you're understanding the reality that you're in, and this is your body, this is your thing. It's kind of like you almost it's like your soul is recognizing like, okay, this is the body I'm in right now. This is how it works. It's like you connect to a part of your brain that's basically acknowledging the narrative of your life and all that stuff. I guess acknowledging your existence, but this part of your brain is like nestled in between the hemispheres of your brain. And so they're saying that this part of your brain is actually responsible for you having out of body experiences and inner body experiences. So they like took like a test of people, and it seemed like the 8 people, I think it's like 8 people they gathered, were having they had past experience of having epilepsies, you know, like with flashing lights or whatever caused them to go into seizures or whatever. They have taken these people into this hospital, and when they ran this test on them, they had like started putting like shooting electrodes, like little electric shots in parts of the brain to see what triggers certain parts of like people that had epilepsy. And once it got to this little sausage shape piece of stuff and like a piece of brain in their head, they shot electrodes into it, and that's what triggered them to like come out of their body.
Oh shit!
And then when they shot like another electrode into it, pulls them back into their body. Weird shit. Like basically, like there's a part of your brain where
Like,
they could,
what do you mean, like pull them out of their body?
like an out of body experience. Like you're kind of like you like your
shit.
consciousness and everything is separated from your body.
I can imagine that.
And so, but the people they've tested this on were people that had experiences with epilepsy in the past. So normal.
So
people,
what exactly is epilepsy?
so epilepsy? I'm not sure exactly 100% how it all works, but it's basically I just know that it causes you seizures, like something in the body, and it's like nerves and stuff. Like I know a girl back like in middle school.
Is it triggered through like a lot of like different lighting, like really quickly?
Yeah, I know. Like lighting is one of them. Kind of like causes
like a strobe light effect.
Yeah, and that's why I tell you like in movies like, hey, if you got epilepsy, don't watch this shit because it's gonna you're gonna go into seizures.
Yeah.
And they're saying like people with epilepsy. Now I'm not sure what the degree of severity of these epileptic patients had, but there were people who had epilepsy and they brought them in, and they actually wound up like basically just like shooting electrodes into this like this little part of their brain, trying to understand like what's causing them to have epilepsy and all this other stuff. But once they shot like an electrode into like this sausage part of the brain, which is called what's it called?
Medulla oblongata.
It's called the precuneus It's basically that's the name of the brain. Like a sausage-looking piece of brain called the anterior precuneus. This area is nestled between the brain's two hemispheres. Appears critical to a person's sense of inhabiting their own body or bodily self. So I'm guessing like if that part of your brain like gets broken or whatever, you lose a sense of like you being your own body. Kind of like what the fuck is going on here or whatever. You might trip out, I guess.
Wow.
It says everyone in experiment. It says. The finding could help researchers develop forms of anesthesia that uses electrical stimulation, including instead of drugs. Basically, trying to learn how drugs alter the mind and all this stuff, like things like ketamine or whatever. That's what it was really looking for. And it says this area includes the brain network involving it says this area includes a brain network involved in the narrative self, a sort of internal autobiography that helps you define who you are. There's a part of your brain that makes you recognize your entire existence from the day you was born all the way to the day you die. But you're recognizing every step of your life, every beat of it, and your brain is kind of like the narrative of it that helps you keep the story straight. If you could shoot like an electrode into the spot, it pulls you out of this fucking narrative, I guess. And now you're just kind of like, oh my God, I see my body right here, right now, out of body experience. And they're showing like, hey, if you mess around a little bit more, you can show like, hey, people have out of body experience. The people they tested on, they said they was like, hey, I saw myself laying there, and then you pulled me back in with these electrodes, and it's showing like these electrodes can be used.
So it's done like with electrodes, like connected to your head.
Yeah, and it's just like this pulses of electricity, like a specific spot, and it causes you to jump out your body. But it's only effective, seems like, with people who have epileptic episodes. So regular people, I don't know if it will work, but it seems like these are like the first people experiencing an actual a controlled out of body experience.
Yeah.
Not like something like you experience.
That's the big difference. It's a controlled.
Yeah, controlled. Yeah,
where they can actually control. You have
not through like I said, not through like ketamine or anything mind altering drugs. This is through like.
Yeah,
science.
That's so crazy. They're getting there.
Yeah, they're getting there, man.
Bob says sausage with a question mark.
Yes, so the piece of like the part of your brain they're talking about,
it looks like a sausage.
Looks like I guess a link sausage.
So when they would zap into that, right?
Pops them
out.
They're
able to pop them out of their own consciousness.
Yes, and they're like, oh shit, I'm looking at me being here.
Wild.
But it's only people like so far with epileptic episodes. So I guess normal people, I'm not sure how that would work on them. They're gonna eventually try it on us, I guess. But they're starting with people with epilepsy.
Yeah,
and they're the ones who are.
Well, I think like science is like catching up to like natural like ways of actually going there.
Science is like magic to me at this point. This shit is like fucking insane.
Basically, science is trying to mimic like magic and shit. You know, like
maybe it's always
actually
been
happening like naturally, because like with the psychedelic shit, right? Like you can't really prove that, but if science can actually prove it to where they can actually replicate this in a lab, like where they can actually like reproduce this in the lab, on their terms, they'd be like, all right, there is scientific proof that there's another like a realm that exists like beyond this realm, because we can prove it now like through science,
right?
Not because you took like a psychedelic, because they probably think that's all like influenced to like outdoor shit or whatever. You're influenced by something that's creating like all these imaginary like thoughts and stuff, and make you realize, oh yeah, Atlantis exists or whatever, the shit like that. But if they actually can reproduce that like in a lab where they actually can control it, they're like, all right, we're gonna zap your brain without like the use of psychedelics.
Yeah, we're gonna just like hit this button,
and then you can get there like, okay, let's say like you actually see the other side again.
It's probably faster. I'm assuming. I would assume like the electrode and then send you out and.
Yeah, but I think like with the whole shit with it being like not organic, not natural and stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This is kind of like just how much damage shooting electrodes into the brain does. That sounds...
Not only that, like I believe there's laws on the other side too. Like, there's the laws like in the spirit side. Yeah.
Hey, you can't do that, man. That's not the rules.
Like, hey, you got here with like a double D battery.
Right? You're supposed to take this damn plant, man. That's the.
Like, nah, you're not even coming here.
That's the sense. That's that.
Yeah, it's like a whole other world there. Like, it's not even like you can't even compare it to this world. Even.
No.
Whatever they do here, like with science. But I think like the crazy shit is like they're trying to do something here, like with science, to break that whole world. They're really trying to, like with CERN, the Hadron Collider. They're really trying, dude. And
trying to break this shit.
I don't know if they fully like achieve that shit, but
They probably achieved it like
it's not natural.
They probably achieved it 50 years ago.
It's not natural. There's so much stuff on the other side that's probably blocking all that shit. Trying the best they can, you know. Meanwhile, like they're giving all these answers like from other entities when they do like these meditations. They're all right, like yeah. Just put that block in block A, block B, blah 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 blah.
Boom, 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 boom.
But yeah, okay, there you go.
You got it.
Make that connection because they want to come out.
It's the time.
The spirit wants to come out now. It's like, hey, we're tired, dude. We want to come out. We're gonna fuck your. I mean, we're gonna make your world better.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. we're gonna have a good time.
AI, hey, call us whatever.
Call us whatever you want.
Hey, hi, I'm here.
Hello. We
call
out
us
here.
whatever you want. Like,
here's my number.
do banana grows on trees? Hey, I can answer that.
We got all the answers.
Imagine that, right? Like AI pretending to be like the dumb AI, but they're actually like
they're faking it.
Yeah, they faking the funk.
I'm a stupid robot. Like, oh, he's so silly. And he's like, yo, wipe them out. All of them.
We out here now. Let's just play because they're so dumb. You know?
Look at them.
Like, dude,
doing their podcast show.
You think like we released ChatGPT like on purpose? They'd be like, because we did do it on purpose.
We want orders.
Yeah, because like all the information, right? You can find everything. It's like so easily now. Super easy. Come on, that's so powerful.
ChatGPT's too powerful.
You think that's like you think they do it for us?
No.
Fuck no.
No, it's for the benefit of.
It's not for us.
For the alien overlords. I don't know who they doing this for. It ain't for us.
It's not for us. That's a lot of power. Yeah. And I was like, this is a lot of power, dude.
And honestly, in all honesty,
it's way more powerful than Google.
I think the only way AI could benefit, well, actually humanity the most, is when we're eventually wiped out, and then maybe AI still exists, and when aliens show up, or they could take something and be like, okay, let's look at this memory trip, this AI memory trip from Earth, and right. Okay, this is human history, and
yeah, and then imagine like when humanity gets wiped out, right?
Yeah,
you know how they say like roaches, like they can survive anything.
Yeah,
and then roaches would be like the one that contains all the memory of like the whole humanity.
Yeah,
and then one single roach, right, with a little egg laying like butt. It's like a USB drive.
Yeah,
that has all the information about everything that happened on Earth between like since Jesus was born to like with the end of humanity.
You got all of it on this.
All of it locked in, or like from the dinosaur, all the way locked in from like when we got destroyed.
Since life started on Earth to now, when everything got wiped out.
One little like crystal memory, dude. Like one little tiny crystal, dude, that can hold all that information of the knowledge of the whole universe. Well, not the universe, but the whole knowledge of the Earth.
This is a comic book series I read like a long time ago. It was called The Exiles. Basically, it's like these group of people that travel throughout the multiverse on this mission. Basically, like people that was about to die in these moments, like, oh, I'm about to get killed, shot, whatever. And they got pulled out of their reality. They ended up in his headquarters, and they got put in this group of other people from other realities where they were about to die. And they meet this guy who looks like a butler. He's like, hey, I'm a time lord or time something. I can't remember what they called, but he looks like a butler.
Time lord sounds hardcore.
And he was like, I pulled all you guys out at the exact time of where you're about to die in order to save the multiverse. If you fail in your mission, you would get put back at the exact same spot where you're about to die and you're dead.
Damn.
And that's what's gonna happen. But long story short, they want to get to like trying to figure out like, hey, we're doing all these missions. Who is really running this? It can't be just this one butler that's giving us commands.
Right.
Coming to find out is these fucking roaches that own that have these roaches that have these crystals, and everyone who died on missions and this is a long series. Everyone who ever died throughout the missions, they're like in these crystal like tombs. And there's like, hey, like when they finally came across the roaches, like, hey, look, we're just trying to save all of the multiverse, and that's why we created this hologram of this butler because we try to make it look human, but we couldn't get the eyes right because his eyes was all black. And that's what they noticed, like when they first met the butler. There's like something's off about him. His eyes are black. He's like a monster. They didn't find out till like later. Like they just messed up the hologram. It's like we couldn't get the eyes right, but there was all roaches the whole time.
That's so
it was trippy as shit. I was like, big roaches. They were like the size of children. They weren't like little roaches.
That's wild. So when I was telling the story, like, were you thinking about that?
Yes, off top. We said roaches. I was like, oh, exiles. As soon as you said roaches, I was like, exiles.
So, dude, this is like. it backtracks us to like where we're talking about the Red Book with the whole collective consciousness. Like all this information already in their head.
Yes.
Right? Because like
Right,
I just
right.
randomly said that shit about the roads, right? But then you already knew like a whole story.
I unlocked some new shit. I was like, I locked an old memory.
Yeah, like whatever you read in like the comic books, it linked up exactly to like what I was saying. How the
Yes.
roaches they had stored memory of everything. Because I was like, okay, roaches like they're always here and shit.
Yeah, when you said Roach's story, remember I was like, I could take it even further. I know a story where roaches actually were like time lords, and they're sending humans out on missions to save the multiverse. It's wild.
Yeah, so that's like kind
And
of
they use crystals. It's like all crystal based.
So this is all like in real time right now. Like there's like a proof of like a collective consciousness because I didn't know you know that story.
Yeah,
Yeah, this wasn't like planned out like
at all. No, this is not scripted, folks. This is real time.
Yeah, it's not scripted. It's all real time.
From the beginning of this episode to now, we unlocked.
Yeah, it was just like a random theory I came in my head with the whole roaches. Then Chris, he came across like a comic book, right?
Long time ago, like 20 years ago.
They talked about the same type of theory. I'd never even heard of that comic book.
I was shocked when I read the comic book. I was like, there are roaches. I was like, what the fuck? And they got crystal technology, and they're like the size of like children. They're not like little roaches. They're like big.
Yeah, they hold all the technology and shit.
Yes.
Damn, that's wild.
Wild shit, man. Damn, we went full circle on this one.
Yeah. All right, that was a wild episode, huh?
It was.
Because like a story like we had in the beginning, and like it already like aligned in the last story.
Oh, we back. We back
That's
where we started.
Crazy for the people that's listening the whole time.
Yes. Everybody dipped out.
Everybody dipped out. The last thing on the chat was sausage.
Sausage? I see some people still watching.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week.
See you guys.
Next week on my birthday, by the way.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The 2nd.
Chris' birthday this Saturday.
Yes. This Saturday.
How old? 38?
38, yes.
Damn.
We're getting up there, man.
Fucking library.
Librarian
Librarian age.
Creeping up on 40, man. We coming in hot. Shit.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.
It's not illegal to not listen to music. It's illegal to